Hey guys. So welcome to our second to last college algebra lecture of the semester. We have a handful of people right now who are taking that I had tech issues makeup for exam 3. So I am going to have to be careful today to flip back and forth and watch my email in case any of them run into catastrophic problems. But today we are going to continue with our study of systems. So lately we've been learning a bit about systems of equations. To continue in that vein for the rest of the week. So let me slide over here. Get this opened up. There you go. All right. So I want to do a few things with you guys today. I would like to solve a couple more linear systems using elimination, because we haven't gotten much practice at that, and that's really the big skill that I'm hoping to come away from this with. And then we're going to introduce the idea of a system of inequalities. So first, let's get see, there's something in chat here. Leo, you should have gotten an email from me last night with your honor lock token. The makeup exam 3 begins right now. The makeup is today during class time. So you need to sign out of this, go to your email, grab that honor lock token that I sent you there, and get started on that right now. You can watch this video later, but the testing window is right now. So if that's anybody else, you also need to be doing the same thing. So I sent out the emails with the honor lock tokens last night. Or yesterday evening, I guess, probably around 5 p.m. So that is the thing to do, I think. Is there anybody else here who needs to be doing that? Okay, and like I said, I am going to be watching my email here. Oh, goodness. So these are starting to pour in now from folks who are just taking a look. It's there. Goodness. Okay. You know what, guys? I think it may be the case here. Let me turn this off. It may be the case that because we're running a makeup test right now, that this lecture is not super productive. So I will ask those of you who want to hang around, please. But I'm going to have to spend a minute responding to emails because it looks like folks are just now reading those emails, and I'm getting a bunch of things in from them right now. And in order to allow that to go well, I'm going to have to field these. Is this not published? No, it's right here. Available until today, right now. Okay, good. like I never. Ah, ah. Oh, oh, oh. It's funny how this works. Sorry, guys. Thank you for your patience. It's like I'm screaming into the void. Okay. All right. Hopefully there isn't too much more of that. Robbie, you should have received so goodness. Okay, yeah. So Robbie and Leo, it would have been really nice to have gotten this information from you guys a little bit sooner. I can reach out to HonorLock support right now and try to get you a bypass pin right now. I did leave the testing window open quite long today for this, but in the future, please check your email every day. And if there's something important like this, like where I specifically ask you to let me know something like that, please, please do so. We'll call them right now, and that should enable me to get you your pins quickly. You will need the bypass pin to get around the webcam issue. So please bear with me for just 1 second. It's okay. It's all right. No, there's no need to be sorry. It's we'll get it sorted. Okay. I am going to push this over here though. Yeah. It's okay. I understand the communication for this has been quite difficult. It's not an easy thing to coordinate. We'll get it fixed. It'll be all right. All right. I'm gonna do it like this. All right. So for those who are waiting on bypass pins, they got me on hold on the phone. They got me on a 12-minute wait on their live chat support. So don't panic. I did set the testing window for this to be quite long. Oh, here we go. And I got a human on the phone. Hi, I'm sorry. Could you say that one more time? Nick, hey, sorry. I have a few students taking an exam right now, and I just heard from a couple of them that their webcams are not functioning. And because I have a limited testing window for these, I was wondering if I could get a bypass pin to those kids so they could just get in and get to the test. Yeah, first name John, John, last name Filesticker, Pfeilsticker, with Santa Fe College in Gainesville, Florida. So the exam as titled in my LMS is exam 3, quote, I had tech issues, unquote, makeup for section 005 of MAC1105. .005, so it's W20 MAC1105.005. Yes, sir. Yep. Okay. I am. Give me a sorry here. Okay. Okay, sure. Okay, and that will work for both of these students? Could you describe that a little bit more algorithmically for me? So once they've gone, so they'll launch the exam in Honor Lock, right? And
will move them around proctoring altogether. So before they on the page where it would have them launch proctoring, instead they'll go over to the right-hand side of the page. There's a drop-down menu there, and there they should be able to put in the bypass pin.
And it's under accessibility?
It should be, yes. It changes a little bit from place to place, but it'll be along the right side of the exam page.
Okay, excellent. While I've got you on the line, I have another section going through the same sort of shenanigans in about 50 minutes. I anticipate running into the same problem there. Could I ask you to generate a bypass pin for the same titled exam, section 007?
I got you. One moment.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Okay, I have that pin when you're ready.
Okay. Yeah, what is that?
It is 93433.
Okay, so I've got 93433 for section 007 and 42917 for section 005. Those are both correct?
Spot on.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nick.
You're very welcome. Please feel free to call back if you need anything else.
I'll do just that. Thank you very much. Okay, so I don't know if you guys were able to hear that very clearly. If you need the bypass pin for the makeup exam because you do not have a working webcam, go to Canvas, same place you would launch the exam, but instead of launching the exam, go to the menu on the right side of the page. He said there's a drop-down menu. It should be under accessibility, something similarly titled. Enter that 42917. So Leo and Robbie, that will get you guys into the test, and go ahead and do that for me now. Remember to write out your work as you're going, right? Write solutions for all of your problems on scratch paper and scan and upload those to the Canvas assignment titled Exam 3 once you are done, okay? Of course, yeah, happy to do it. All right, if you run into any other troubles, you can come back to this Zoom meeting or send me an email, either one, Canvas message, whatever, and I'll be watching that carefully, okay? So for the rest of the class, let's go ahead and resume our discussion on, oh, not that stuff, that's not you guys. Systems. Yeah, it is. It opened right at 10 a.m. So if you were there at like 9:56 or something and you didn't see it, that's why. But yeah, it opened right at 10. Okay. So we've seen that there are two methods for solving systems. You can substitute. This is where you solve one of the equations for one of the variables. Then you substitute for that variable in the other equation, which will make that other equation have now just the one variable. For example, if you solve the first equation for y, you'll get an expression like y equals 5x minus 3 or something. Then you'll go to your second equation and plug 5x minus 3 in for y. So you won't have any y's in the other equation. Now it'll all just be x's, which allows you to then solve the other equation explicitly, meaning get a number for the other variable. And then finally, you back substitute that value to get the second value. So solve, say, first equation for y, plug that expression into the second equation, so now the second equation just has x's. Solve the second equation for x, you'll get a number out. Then you plug that number back into either of the original equations to get your y value out. Or you could have done it the other way, right? You could solve one of the other equations for x, plug that into the first equation. Everywhere you had x's, that'll give you an equation that only has y's. You solve for y, get a number, and then plug that number into either of the original equations to get x out. This is not the better method, though. This method works fine for a 2x2 system. That is a system of two equations and two unknowns. But as the systems get larger, this method becomes more and more and more cumbersome. So the method that I want to practice mostly with you guys today is called elimination. And we did one of these the other day. So substitution, but elimination is really the way to go. And to do this, you multiply through one equation by a non-zero constant to make the coefficient of one of the variables the negative of the coefficient of that same variable in the other equation. Then you add the two equations together. And because you made the coefficient of the one variable the negative of the coefficient of that same variable in the other equation, when you add the two equations together, one of the variables will drop out. Will vanish. Then you solve the resulting equation. Explicitly, i.e. you get a number, and then back sub to get the other value. So elimination is definitely the superior method. This works really well on systems of any size. You can eliminate variables one at a time until you're down to just one variable and some numbers. Then you can solve for that variable and start back substituting. Okay, that has nothing to do with this. So let's take a look. Let's look at another example of solving a system by elimination. And this time I'm going to throw some fractions around. It's always good to get practice with our fraction arithmetic. So let's solve how about this guy. Okay, so I've got 1/4 x minus 1/6 y equals 2, and 2x plus y equals 1/3. And I want to solve this by elimination. So the game is, I'll bring this back so we can look at it. To multiply through one of these equations by a non-zero constant to make the coefficient of one of the variables equal to the negative of the coefficient of that same variable in the other equation. So for example, if I multiply through this very first equation by -8, -8 times 1/4 is -2. So I would have -8x minus plus 8 over 6y equals -16. And the -2x when added to this positive 2x would make 0x. So that's one option for how to eliminate the variable x in this system. Well, let's go ahead and do that. Another option would be to multiply through this equation by -1/6, because that will make, or sorry, by +1/6, because that will make the coefficient of y here the negative of the coefficient of y here. But let's go ahead and do the thing I first described. So let's multiply the first equation by -8. -8 times +1/4 is -2, so that's -2x Negative 8 times negative 1/6 is positive 8 over 6, which is the same as positive 4 over 3. And negative 8 times 2 is negative 16. And the second equation I leave alone. I don't do anything to him in this step. So if I multiply through that first equation by negative 8, this is what I get. Negative 8 times positive 1/4 is negative 2, right? 8 over 4 is 2. Negative 8 times negative 1/6 is positive 8 over 6. Divide top and bottom by 2. That's the same as positive 4 over 3. And negative 8 times 2 is negative 16. So this is what my system looks like after that first step. And now I add the equations together. Exam emergency. So go to Canvas. Let's see. Sorry, give me just 1 second, guys. Oh, you don't need a password list. That means you did something wrong. Ooh, what a mess. All right, no button next to launch. So, hmm. So I see a different screen when I look at this thing than you do. Let me see. Two unlock support buttons, the lower right and top right. So one of those you should be able to get into a drop-down menu through one of those buttons. Try fiddling around with both and look for something that says like accessibility or bypass pin, something like that. Unfortunately, when I look at this, I see something very different than what you guys see. Send transcript mute. Okay, while I'm waiting to hear back from them, I am gonna so while we wait for that info, let's come back to this, because I would very much like to solve this system. So now we're going to add the two equations together. If I add negative 2x to positive 2x, I get 0x. I'll have 4/3 y plus 1y. That's 4/3 plus 1y. All right, 4/3 plus 1. And then over here, I'll have negative 16 plus 1/3. So 0x is 0. 4/3 plus 1, well, 1 is the same as 3/3, so that's 7/3 y equals. And then negative 16 as a ratio over 3 is, what is that, 48? Yeah, 16 times 3 is 48, so that's negative 48 plus 1 is negative 47/3. And then from here, I can solve explicitly for y, because this is just a single equation with a single variable. Okay, sounds like the Unlock people are getting back to me here. So let's share real quick. So, on the right, you guys should, those of you, Leo, looking for where to enter your PIN, the screenshot dude just sent me shows on the right-hand side proctoring support, underneath that live chat, underneath that guide, underneath that accessibility. So you would want to enter that under accessibility. So go ahead and click launch, but don't click launch proctoring. All right, this is it. Yeah, click launch, don't click launch proctoring. After you click launch, on the right there will be this menu. Click accessibility, enter the PIN. It doesn't look like Robbie is still here, so I think he probably got that figured out. But yeah, try that. Okay, so go ahead and launch the exam as though you're going to use HonorLock normally. But then instead of hitting launch proctoring, which is like in that next dialog that opens up, on the far right, click accessibility. Chat room on the far right, proctoring tools. Yeah, try looking under proctoring tools. I would say just keep hunting around in there. Leo, if you want to send me a screenshot, I can try to help with that. I could send you the screenshot I have here. Actually, I could just share my screen, right? So here's what dude sent me. After you launch HonorLock, but before you hit launch proctoring over here on the right, this accessibility is where they want you to go to enter that PIN. Let me, so I still got this guy here in chat, I think. Leo, could the chat be covering the menu? Is that a possibility? Can you minimize the chat? Okay. No, chat's not open. You're sending to my Gmail or from your Gmail? Let's see. To my Gmail. I didn't know you had my Gmail. Let's see. This is probably possible since the accessibility tab is underneath the live chat and guide. So while Leo, let me know which email address exactly you sent that to, and I'll send your screenshot to the HonorLock support people, because there are still folks here. I do want to get through solving this system. So we're almost done. We're going to divide both sides by 7/3. Which means multiplying by 3/7. The 3's will cancel, and we get -47 sevenths. And then finally we back sub to find x. So the last step is going to be to take this -47 sevenths and plug it back into any of these equations, really, to find x. I'll plug back into the original second equation. So 2x plus y, which is plus -47 sevenths equals 1/3. And now this is a nice simple linear equation. We can solve for x. Don't have anything there. Okay, yeah, just my regular email. All right, let me pause the recording. Okay. Let's get the student to view and attempt to take the test, see if accessibility tab. Okay. So we're going to do it like this. I left the testing window open for quite a long time for you guys, so let me finish solving this problem. So we've at least gotten through this example, and then Leo, stay in the Zoom after we finish here, and we'll get you sorted out, buddy. Okay. So we're going to take this 2x minus 47 over 7 equals 1/3. We're going to add 47 over 7 to both sides, so 2x is equal to 1/3 plus 47 over 7. We need a common denominator there. It's going to be 21. So this is 7 over 21, and then 47 times 3 is 120, plus 21 is 141. So this is 7 plus 141 all over 21, and that's 148 over 21. So finally, x is 148 over 21, all divided by 2, which is the same as times 1/2. And 148 divided by 2, let's see, what is that? That is 14, that'd be 74. So this is 74 over 21. So finally, our solution is this, comma, this. So the solution is the ordered pair 74 over 21, comma, negative 47 over 7. And this is about as hairy as these problems ever get. I know that this has not gone especially smoothly because we're trying to deal with too much shit at once here. But feel free to go back through this video. You can skip forward, skip back while I'm dealing with the proctoring stuff and follow these steps. This, together with the example of solving a system by elimination we did last time, should be enough to get you guys through the homework and pretty comfy. On Friday, we are going to talk about the possible numbers of solutions to a system of equations, particularly a system of linear equations. There's only a few possibilities because of the way lines can intersect, and we'll talk a little bit about the geometry and how it relates to the algebra there. I am going to go ahead and end the meeting, or no, not end the meeting here. I'm going to stop the screen share and end the recording here, so I can help with these proctoring issues. Yeah, Leo, I got the screenshot, so I'll take care of that. And Hunter and Mesa, thank you guys for being so patient and hanging out. If you do have any questions about this stuff as you work through the homework, don't hesitate to send me a Canvas message. We can arrange a separate office hour or someplace where we can solve some more examples if need be. But yeah, thank you so much.